Could you please confirm if I'm audible? Please put a yes in the chat. All right, okay. Good evening once again. Thank you for joining this IPSR Advanced AI Training and Internship session. You will get the lives, you can attend the live sessions. In case you miss any of the live sessions, you can also get the recording of it in the LMS. Okay, my name is Sidney Jacob George. I'm working as Global Relations Manager with IPSR. I will be the event moderator. Now, about IPSR, IPSR, with a legacy of over 2 decades of IT services and training, has rapidly evolved into a pioneering force in artificial intelligence. Harnessing the transformative power of AI, IPSR is driving innovations across industries through intelligent solutions, cutting-edge research, and skill development. IPSR has collaborated with 500 plus academic institutions and trained candidates from over 60 countries, earning global recognition as a top radar training and certification partner with several national and international awards. The company also delivers AI-driven academic solutions and daily recruitment services with a strong focus on educational technology, campus automation, and outcome-based education through its specialized IT and placement divisions. Now, coming on to today's session will be on artificial super intelligence. This is going to be delivered by Professor Dr. Gladston Raj S. He's a professor of computer science, Government College, Karyavatam, Tirunelveli. Professor Dr. Gladston Raj S. is a seasoned academician with over 25 years of experience in computer science education, specializing in digital image computing, data mining, and AI applications. A recognized academic leader, he has contributed extensively to curriculum development, NAC, and IQAC initiatives. Currently serving as professor at Government College, Karyavatam, he has guided 17 PhD scholars and published over 60 research papers. He is actively involved in academic policymaking, including the FIU-GP framework and Board of Studies roles across institutions. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Please proceed.
Okay, hope. Yeah, I'm really happy to be a part of this advanced AI certificate course and internship organized by IPSR Kottayam. And the topic which is given for today's discussion is artificial super intelligence. And I'm sure that, okay, you are familiar with the concept somewhat, but I am not going to the details of this particular intelligence. But still, I will give you some overall idea about how it is different from artificial intelligence, the so-called the traditional thing which we speak about. So, first of all, before discussing about the artificial intelligence, we need to think of what is intelligence. And as human, we believe that we have intelligence. And that is the quality which is, you call it as, which is the unique quality which a human is having. But we need to define it, like how we can elaborate this particular intelligence. You call it as, suppose whenever seeing a person, you are saying that he is intelligent, depending on so many factors, so many abilities he or she have. So one, it is a combination of abilities, like one is learning, right? And the learning consists of many other things. We will look into that in details. But still, learning is the one thing, one ability which we need to think of when we think about human intelligence. Like learning, you are learning from your childhood, from your surrounding, from your parents, from your teachers, from your experience. By different means, you are grabbing knowledge. This is the one thing we need to think of when we discuss about intelligence, right? And second thing, all human beings feel that, okay, they are having intelligence. And second, it's a reasoning ability. What is the reasoning ability? This also separate a human from other creatures. Reasoning in the sense that we may be able to reason out. Whenever you end up with the situations, you are able to find out why this has happened, right? Why it is not happened this way. We are able to sort out a reason. So that is called reasoning. Whatever thing which has happened in our life, we are able to reason it out. And normally, as far as the scientists are concerned or the science students are concerned, we are thinking in that direction too. Are you able to reason it? If you have an ability to reason it, depend on the situation which you are indulged with, normally you call it as you are an intelligent guy, right? So this is the second thing. So first one, learning, and second is the reasoning ability which you have. So we are able to learn from your experience. We are able to reason it why this has so happened. And we are good in that. Depend on the kind of experience which you have. The gravity might be changing, but still you are able to reason it. And third thing, this is called perceiving, right? We are able to perceive ideas. Yeah, think of, we have different senses. Through these senses, we perceive. We are perceiving the character, the mindset of people by looking their faces through your eyes, through your vision. You are able to identify things with its smell, and you are able to differentiate between different sounds. You are able to taste items and say, okay, which is that item, which is that recipe. And we may be able to experience things by touching it. So through all these five senses, you are perceiving ideas, perceiving information from the surroundings. So we looked into three things: learning, reasoning, and perceiving. Then the fourth thing, human being is able to, or human being are able to understand language. That is the another ability which we have. We are able to par with the languages, and whenever we heard about a language, we are able to understand it, or we are able to learn it. Within no time. So this is our understanding about. And when we think about discuss about a child, and a child learn language without understanding the grammar and everything, through the experience, through the conversation with the mother, he or she learns the language. So that is the fourth thing, that is understanding of language. And fifth thing, we have feelings, right? When we indulge in different situation, when we face different problems in our life, we accumulate different type of feelings, right? And the kind of expressions might be different. They depend on your experience. This changes, right? So all these contribute. What I'm trying to tell is that in the case of human intelligence, whatever thing we discussed earlier, all these five things are important, right? Exactly. So learning is the one ability. And whenever you're saying that a person is intelligent, you're saying that he is able to learn things, right? And whenever you're saying that a person is intelligent, you should understand that okay, he or she have that ability of reasoning it. And third thing, it is perceiving, no doubt about, right? You are able to perceive ideas from the surrounding, from the environment. And fourth thing, understanding of the languages. And the last, I call it as the feeling, okay. And based on your situations, based on the kind of experience which you have, okay, you express things differently, right? So this contribute to human intelligence. So when you combine everything, what is involved in intelligence, you call it as, so you have an ability to interact with the real world, that we require language, right? You do have the ability to interact with the real world. That is the one thing involved in. And whenever you are saying that you are intelligent, one thing, you should be able to interact with the real world. And second is searching for the best solution. As far as human beings are concerned, I said, okay, we have a reasoning ability. And we are able to find out the best solution for our problems. How do you find out a suitable solution or the optimal solution for our problem? This also contribute based on based on your your experience. And whenever you are experiencing things, all the experience accumulated in your brain, in your mind. And when we encounter with a new situation, many solutions are coming to your mind. You adapt with the first solution, second solution, third solution. Then after that, you find that, okay, when you compare the performance of different algorithms, you end up with a result saying that, okay, this is perfectly fit for my solution, my problem. So what I'm planning to say is that, okay, human beings have got an intelligence ability. That is just because we are able to find out a best solution for the problem. And I don't say that, okay, whenever you find a solution to the problem, all the problems are the right solution to the problem. May not be. That depends on your skill. So, but which requires intelligence, right? If you are not a, if you are a, if you doesn't have a intelligence, then you are not able to make a best solution to the problem. So you are able to do this. Find the right solution. In mathematics, we call it as an optimal solution. And third thing, reasoning and planning, right? And why you are reasoning it? And your mind has to accept that solution, right? That is all reasoning. And whenever you are asking something to your doctor, then doctor needs evidences, right? To reason it, we need evidence. They asked for. If you are saying that, okay, you have fever or you have headache, then he is asking about why you are saying that you are having headache, and based on what you are saying that, likewise, reasons has to be there, right? Your mind may not accept things which doesn't involve reasons, right? And again, you are able to plan it, right? So planning is also require intelligence. Then coming to learning and adaptation, we are learning things from the surrounding, from your experience, from your interaction with the people, right? You are learning and you are adapting with a different situation, depend on how it is best fit into your issues, right? These are these are involved in intelligence. So to be intelligent, you should have at least the gravity of things might be different, right? And it depend on sometimes you may be able to give a best solution to the problem, but you may not be able to that much able to interact with the world in a better way. So depend on person to person. Okay, this might be changing, right? You cannot say that all are having with the same intelligence, same IQ. You could say that different IQ because the kind of ability are different, right? And coming to when we discuss about all items which require intelligence, you call it as based on that you can make a conclusion saying that all living things are intelligent, right? All living beings are intelligent because one way or another it is able to do the activities which I have already discussed. Okay, apart from human, when we think about the other creatures, they are also able to do this. Some of the thing, right? May not be able to find a solution to the problem, but still, when we look the problem from their angle, they are able to make it, right? Monkeys are able to make it, right? Or lion is able to make it. They are also planning some strategies to catch hold of animals. So, to cater their hunger, they are also doing that, right? So that means they are also intelligent. One way or another, the intelligent, the animals are also having intelligence. So based on that, we concluded like this: all living things, beings are intelligent, right? But think about an animal crossing the road, a monkey seeing the picture of the same creature and feeling that okay, it is a place for crossing the road, right? And taking alternate path when zebras are taking drinking water from a brook, right? It is just okay if we see the steps of lion or tiger, then probably it is taking an alternate path. To take an alternate path, we need some sort of intelligence and some sort of thinking, without which the animals may not be able to do this. So all living things are we have to reach to a conclusion saying that all living beings are intelligent. But man made non-living also intelligence. Do you know why? because it is an online class, I am not sure about how far I am reaching you. But still, but man-made, non-living, also intelligence. Think about why it is required. Why man also want non-living things to be intelligent? No? It's because no, any answer is coming to your mind. Why do we make machine intelligent? No doubt about, right? So to reduce our effort, as far as human is concerned, human want to reduce their effort, right? We want to reduce our effort, so we want to make an machine intelligent, so that intelligent machine also replace some of your activities, so that your job might be somewhat easier, right? So you want to reduce your effort, and also the other part is also there. Why you are reducing your effort? Another way we can think like this: you want to help the society, right? You want to help others. In order to help others, you need to, right? You need to reduce the effort as well as for helping the society, right? So this is very important. You need to think of, okay, people are asking about why do we want to make machine intelligence? Because without your involvement, machine can do something for you, right? So artificial intelligence, there comes the role of artificial intelligence. Okay, a way of making computer or a robot or a software think and act like a human. I'm not saying that it is just like human. If a machine is able to do, you can say that the machine is also intelligence, right? And if you are conversating with a computer, the computer also communicated with you based on the kind of question you have asked. Okay, you can say that machine is intelligent, the computer is intelligent. Or whenever you are playing games with a computer and the computer is able to understand your moves and your play, and it play accordingly, you can say that that the computer is also intelligence. And also nowadays we are hearing about self-driving cars. There it takes the route which is already predefined, takes you. Actually, there also you can see that some sort of intelligence is there. Okay, all these require intelligence. Okay. Then this is how AI works, and when we partition these activities, you can partition it into 3 activities, right? To make a machine intelligent, one thing you have to perceive environment, right? And why you became intelligent? And normally when we were born, okay, we were introduced with some sort of knowledge, but still you become intelligence. It is through your perceiving ideas or things from the environment, right? And you're watching the environment, you're learning many things, right? Whenever you are traveling, whenever you are talking with your friend, and when you are doing some activities, and when we are hearing some songs, and through all these activities, you are perceiving the environment, right? And this is adding something into your intelligence, no doubt about it. So you need to perceive environment, right? But when you are perceiving environment, the second activity comes, right? You are able to detect patterns. And whatever thing you are experiencing, you are seeing, you are analyzing and understanding from the environment, you may be able to establish some patterns. So that requires some sort of correlation, right? The ideas which you have accumulated from the environment can be connected, you think in that way, right? And somebody, uh, discovered a needle, right? Needle, sewing needle. And you know the sewing needle, right? A hole at the one end and a sharp tip at the other end. That is a needle. But actually, this needle, and somebody thought of, can I use this idea to make another needle? They require a needle for the sewing machine, right? But there you can see that somebody thought of changing the position of the hole to the sharp end. That has happened, right? So in sewing machines, the needle, one end is sharpened, the same end we have hole. Only replace the hole from other end to the sharpened tip in order to make this become a new thing, right? So this way, people are just relocated the hole. is able to make a new invention, correct? So how this has happened actually? We are able to find some patterns, right? Some connections, right? How I am able to do this. And you saw safety pin, right? Safety pin, that is also a patented invention. Somebody made it and thought of how come it possible to cover that sharp edge, covering the sharp edge which an cover, so that it became a safety pin. Some modifications based on your intelligence, based on your analyzing skill, you made it, right? Detecting pattern. Everybody has got an capability of the same thing. This also gravity may change, detecting patterns. And how I am able to do this, detecting patterns? And again, okay, think about a person who discovered a vehicle which can be run in roads as well as in water. Person okay, thought of how come it possible for me to adapt with both the situation, found out new thing. So detecting patterns, you are able to find, establish correlation or connection between different ideas. Are you able to do this? And third thing, update understanding and design. And that okay, whenever you are finding a new pattern in the scenario, and you are able to update your understanding, and you can make some decision based on that. You are able to make some decision based on that, and you are doing it. So think about that. What are the challenges in data, right? Here I said in the previous slide, perceiving environment is the main thing, right? You're perceiving ideas from the environment. How much idea you can is possible for you to keep it in your brain? Very difficult, right? As far as computer is concerned, are you able to do this? The one thing is the quality of data which is received, right? And during the post poll, the predictions in elections, you can say that some elections are biased. Sorry, some predictions are biased. So why this become biased? Because the quality of data received by them is very minimal, right? So quality data is minimal. That is why impurities are there, right? Then your judgment may not be correct. So we need to assure that whatever you are perceiving from the environment is of good quality. This data only help you to make some decision accordingly. So if you skip it, if you fail in doing that, you may not be end up with a better making a better intelligence system. So the quality of data which is perceived or received by the system is also important. And second thing, we need to think of the volume of data which is received. How do we do that? Now, data volume, when we discuss about the volume of data, each and every moment your brain receives data receives some sort of information from the surrounding. Now, think about from today morning onwards, whatever thing which you have done as a part of your activities, daily activities or today's activities. No, if you are trying to recollect all these, some sort of information you may be able to recollect it. Why it is? Because you are able to recollect, because it is fed into the brain in some location. Some are least important, then we thought of, okay, it is no need to keep eye on it. Sometimes we may forget it, but whenever you keep on thinking it, you may be able to retrieve it. But think of how easy the procedure of storing the daily running activities, the data pertaining to that inside a computer, very, very difficult, right? So the volume of data is also very important when we discuss about the challenges in data, handling of data. One is the quality of data, and the second is the volume of data. And third is the data privacy and security. Think about you have a lot of information, and you may not be able to secure it in a better way or make it private. Intruders are coming, they are able to tap it, they are manipulating the data, they are changing the information so that your prediction might be wrong. So in that case, you have quality of data collected, the volume of data we have, but still, if you are not able to secure the system, or not able to assure the privacy of the system, right? Then again, there is a chance of failure. This is another data challenge which a data analyst has to look into whenever you are making an analysis. And fourth is the bias and fairness. Right? Then in the case of data collection, so there might be some biases, right? But you need to fair into that, right? In order to make a better judgment. So bias in the sense that okay, you are collecting only the data which is very very prominent for your decision making process. This you are doing that. So you cannot say that okay, this is the correct data which is used for that. The decision also might be biased. Then fifth challenge, data challenge, this is also very important. You are unable to interpret it. And we have a data, we don't know how this has arrived like this. And we got a result, we are able to establish a connection between data, and we are unable to do this interpretability and explainability. We are unable to explain it, why this has happened like this. Earlier I said, okay, you may be able to reason it. Your brain accepts something, it's just because brain is able to reason it out. If it is able to reason it, probably it can do this. So interpretability and explainability is another thing. And the sixth challenge, or the last challenge, which I am discussing right now, the common challenges, that is a technical expertise. How much technological advancement which you have in order to cater the needs or handle the data. So technical expertise is also important. Don't you think that every time you are getting textual information, but sometimes you are getting some sort of information, image data, which is of different formats, and am I able to handle it? Whether my knowledge is sufficient to do this. So this is a technical expertise. These are the 6 challenges normally faced by data analysts, and probably we need to get rid of all these challenges in order to make a better system which is able to make some predictions. So then coming to the deep learning, you can see that, okay, there are machine learning versus there is a misunderstanding like this. And what is machine learning, deep learning? I will slowly come to the artificial superintelligence. Machine learning uses algorithms and learns its own, but may need human interaction. This is important. As well as the machine learning algorithms are concerned, and there is normally people may not have differentiation between the deep learning as well as the machine learning. So machine learning discuss about algorithms and learns of it. This algorithm helps you to learn of its own. But the issue is that whenever an error happens, whenever you need to correct an error, we need the intervention of the human being. This is important. So if somebody take care of that job also, you can say that this is deep learning, right? So uses advanced computing and its own neural network to adapt it a little to human intelligence. So human interaction is very minimal. I'm not saying that, okay, no human interaction, but it is reaching to that level when we discuss about the superintelligence and things that, okay, we will come to that. But still, machine learning algorithm, which requires the human intervention to correct it, but deep learning algorithm does not require that the same thing, right? So at some level, the machine is able to handle the issues itself. If you are able to handle the problems which you are faced with, you can say that, okay, you are more intelligent, right? So these 3 terms which we need to understand, right? Artificial intelligence. I said, okay, artificial intelligence is a program, right, which is used to, which can sense, which can reason it, which can act, and which can adopt. Then machine learning and deep learning we mentioned about, right? Machine learning deals with algorithms whose performance improve as they exposed to more data over time. Whenever the data fed into is much more, and more, we can have the more accuracy in the case of machine learning algorithm. But deep learning is a subset of the machine learning algorithms in which multi-layered neural network learn from vast amount of data. And the data type of data might be different. Okay, normally we are using the huge data like video data or image data. But deep learning is able to handle it, right? Which is making use of multi-layered neural network. so that it is able to handle all these sophisticated data. So ML algorithm, you can classify this machine learning algorithm, you can classify it into three. One is supervised and unsupervised and reinforced learning. So machine learning algorithm of three types: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced. Supervised is very simple, right? There is a supervisor, right? We have an input data, and the supervisor is saying that, okay, this is apple, this is orange, and this is guava, right? We have a predefined classes we call it as. So we have a training data set, and we are saying that this is the desired output. Suppose you are giving an input raw data, and you are asked to find out using by the help of an algorithm. You are asked to sort out apple separately, guava separately, and orange separately. Your system has to do this. This is called supervised learning, right? With the help of a supervisor, you are doing it. And supervisor means, okay, he is also saying that, okay, this particular bunch consists, this bag consists three different type of fruits. And this is apple, this is orange, and this is guava. And if you learn it, you are able to do this, separate it, classify it. The typical supervised learning. So algorithm find out, okay, take apple, it checks the shape of it. Okay, if the shape is okay, then it is saying that, or it checks the color, or sometimes, right? May not be every time. It's saying that, okay, just okay, or mango. And in the case of apple itself, okay, slide changes might be there, okay, because it is a supervised learning algorithm. It's connected with artificial intelligence. It is able to make some adjustment. There are errors happen also, but still 99% it classify better. It's called supervised learning. But coming to the unsupervised, you can say that in unsupervised learning, you're not saying that, okay, this is apple, this is orange, right? Suppose your father came with a packet of vegetables for sambar. It can serve different type of vegetable. Your mama or your mummy asked you to separate. Now separate the different vegetables in separate kits. How do you do this? So you don't know actually, but still you can see that based on the shape and the color, you classify it. Normally in the case of the output, right, you can see that there are green chilies and red chilies. Both are classified in the same class, right? Because unsupervised learning, right, they are mentioning that based on shape, you have to do this. It classify it. So in unsupervised learning, you are providing unlabeled data, but it is classified in a better way. This is called unsupervised learning. You are not saying that, okay, there are 3 or 4 type of fruits or vegetables are there, but you are only saying that, okay, depend on these features. Features you fix it first, right? Depending on the feature, you are asked to separate it, right? Your system is doing that. This is called unsupervised learning. And coming to the reinforced learning, how do you think in that, right? There is a reinforcement, right? In supervised and unsupervised learning, no need of reinforcing, but here comes a reinforcement, right? Think about before conditioning, right? Like a dog, when it sees food, unconditional stimulus happen, right? So salivation happen in dogs, right? So this is called an unconditional response. When it is smell food, when it is see food, it salivate. So this is called the first step before conditioning. But I want to teach the dog, the same dog. When it ring bell, when we ring bell, the dog should know that, okay, it is a time for food. How come it possible for you to teach the dog or tame the dog in that way? Yeah, this is a neutral response, right? The dog never come across with a bell. So it's a neutral response. Sorry, neutral stimulus. No change happens in the dog for the first time. No salivation, no conditioned response, because it doesn't have a knowledge about, okay, ringing bell. It hears the sound of the bell, but it cannot identify it. Why it is? Because never come across with such a situation in the life. But I want to teach the dog that, okay, if I ring bell, then you should come for lunch or you should come for eating. How to do that? So there, what I have to do during, while keeping the food, you need to ring the bell. You have to do the both together. So during conditioning, in reinforcement learning, you are making both the activities together. If you are making both activities together, then salvation happens, because it is not just because of a ringing bell, but it is because it is seeing the food, right? Salivation happens. So we call it as, okay, unconditional response happen. But next time is slowly give 3-4 time training like this. During conditioning requires some more time. 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day. Okay, you teach the dog with the same activity. While showing food, you are ringing bell. So the dog slowly conditions its brain. Next time, if you simply remove food by ringing bell itself, the dog salivate is because now it learned how to walk. Okay, ringing bell is accompanied with food. So this is called reinforcement learning with something else which the system knows. Along with that, okay, you are giving some condition. So it's called reinforcement learning. These are the 3 type of learning which machine learning algorithm normally does. So AI can be categorized into 3 types. Artificial intelligence can be categorized into 3. One is artificial narrow intelligence, you call it as ANI. Then second, so AI with a narrow range of abilities. These kind of systems only having very narrow range of abilities. Second is artificial general intelligence, AGI, right? AI on par with human capabilities. It can do the things which a human is able to do. So this is artificial general intelligence, AI at par with human capabilities. And the third thing, artificial super intelligence, AI that surpasses human intelligence. And today we are going to discuss about artificial intelligence which surpasses human intelligence. So these are the 3 categories of artificial intelligence. So let us look into one by one. How these are different, right? Please remember ANI, AGI, ASI, narrow, general, and super. These are the categories. 3 type of intelligence. First is ANI. ANI is stage 1, which deals with machine learning only. So you can see that this ANI, which specializes in one area and able to solve one type of problem. So you can say that it is able to do one job only. For example, Siri, Alexa, and Cortana are the examples of it. So you know what Alexa is able to perform, right? A small job or a particular job, only it is able to handle. This is called machine learning, right? This is stage 1. That is, we already passed this. Nowadays, okay, we have different system like this. Different examples which I have cited, which make use of or which uses machine learning technique or artificial narrow intelligence. And coming to the next stage, you can say that it is machine intelligence stage, artificial general intelligence. The first category, I said it is machine learning. You're learning things. But second stage, machine intelligent. Machine become intelligent. So it refers to a computer that is as smart as human across the board. This artificial general intelligence system is smart as human. So sometimes, okay, it is able to perform like human, you call this artificial general intelligence. So AGI systems, which makes use of machine intelligence, apart from machine learning techniques, So machine become intelligent because some of the duties which are taken care by the human being is able to solve by machine. And third, it is artificial super intelligence. This is stage 3. That is machine conscious. Machine is having a conscious. It is able to make judgment, right? So an intellect that is much smarter than the best human brains in the practically every field. In practically every field, this is an intellect, right? Which is smarter than a human. Some of the activities which a human cannot do, right? That is also able to do by these machines. So one is machine learning. You need to understand that later too. Machine learning, machine intelligence, and machine consciousness. So we are about to speak about machine conscious world. You have a human conscious, you heard about, right? So ANI, natural intelligence, which is really marked, okay, the differentiate between all these different type of categories of intelligence. You can see like this. The outer circle, you can have DM, data mining. Then just inner cycle, artificial intelligence. Then machine learning, then neural network and deep learning. You can see that ANI, the age of ANI is over, right? ANI is narrow AI or you call it as weak AI. When you think about AGI and ASI, which presently is growing both. AGI means general AI, you call it as it is strong AI, and ASI, you call it as super AI, or it is a genius, right? Genius, it surpasses the activities of human, the abilities of human. Then probably you can say that this is better than human, or it surpasses human. You can say that it is artificial super intelligence. So 3 AI, narrow AI, strong AI, and super AI. You can, in the form of a ladder, you can think this is a pyramid, right? Stages of artificial intelligence. We are right now at the middle of machine intelligence ideas. So current technology is here, and we are able to reach to the top after the advent of ASI completely developed. So ANI is stage 1, AGI is stage 2, and ASI is stage 3. We are slowly climbing to machine consciousness. Machine learning is full-fledged. We are able to make a system like this. We succeeded in our endeavor. Then machine intelligence and machine consciousness, we reach to machine intelligence right now. Artificial intelligence, based on capabilities, you can divide systems like this, as I mentioned earlier. Based on its capability to do things, you can classify it as narrow intelligence, general intelligence, and super intelligence. But based on its functionalities, again, you can classify it into 4 categories. Reactive machines, limited memory machines, theory of mind machines, and self-aware machine. These are the 4 categories of AI systems based on its functionalities. So based on its capabilities, we discussed ANI, AG, and ASI. Based on functionalities, you can classify it into 4. Let us look into these 4 types. One is reactive systems. It's immediate response to input, like Deep Blue playing chess. What about Deep Blue machine, which is able to play chess against a human being, and the human being is at one side and the machine is on the other side. The human being is able to defeat system, and some systems are sometimes defeating human being also. You call it as a reactive system, right? 1-to-1, immediate response to inputs. Whatever input you fed in, you will get an output, right? So this is reactive systems, and the second category called as limited memory systems. So limited memory systems learn from the past data seen in self-driving cars using road history. You feed the road history, the travel history into the system. Based on the travel history information, it is able to judge the ride. So that means it is learning from past data. But these are limited memory systems, right? It can do only one job, one type of job you call it as. And third thing is theory of mind. Call it as is an emerging concept, understand human thoughts and emotions. When we interact with the theory of mind systems, the systems try to understand the human being, right? Understand your thoughts, understand your emotions. And this nowadays, okay, somebody developed a system like this. Now think about a very, very silly example you can see like this. Theory of mind in the sense that you are entering into your room, right? The light arrangement, warm or dim, everything depend on your mindset. It understand your system and make a surrounding based on your mindset. Are you feel happy or sad? So while entering the system, the light changes automatically in your room. When you sit in the recliner adjusted based on your requirement, right? It understands your emotions. When you look into the television, it automatically understands your emotions and switch off the television and go through the channel which you go to the channel which you are happy with. So it understands your present mood. And the robot is bringing a tea for you. And the temperature is very, very suitable for your mindset, right? Its the strongness also depend on your mindset, emotions. Everything is adjusting, right? All surroundings are adjusting based on your theory of mind. So theory of mind is able to, systems are able to understand the emotions and thoughts of human, right? The last is self-awareness. Theoretical feature stage with a human-like consciousness, and are you able to make it? Only this is theoretically developed, right? Self-awareness machines. During running of the machine itself, it make an awareness about its activities. How the human is doing. Right now I am speaking, I am taking a class on artificial superintelligence, but several things which are going into my brain, right? I have an awareness about my talk. So are you able to make a system like this, human-like conscious? This is called self-awareness system. Coming back to artificial, so we discussed about the artificial intelligence, a different system, depends on its functionality, and the different categories depend on its capabilities also. Coming back, what are the features of this particular narrow intelligence system? So artificial narrow intelligence system, NLP, one is okay, it is goal oriented. As I said earlier, which is designed for a particular purpose. So it has got a single goal in their mind. So it is for a particular job, correct? So it is a goal-oriented system. And second is the NLP and computer vision. So which is able to handle natural languages, right? Natural language processing. When you speak something, which is able to understand. Sound recognition, speech recognition systems, right? And computer vision in the sense that the camera of the system can sense your feeling, your facial expressions and everything. Whenever you see an object, it identifies it. So all these, like a human eye does the job, the computer vision, the camera do it for the computer, but it requires algorithms for doing it. So computer vision this speaks about. And third thing, predefined parameters, constraint and context, right? In the case of designing an ANI system, we should have defined it, predefined what are the parameters which has to be considered, and what are the constraints in the particular system, and in what context it is applicable. So all these things has to be fed into the system in the case of artificial. And as I said, it is a single task. It is a single task oriented system, artificial narrow intelligence system. Then its features, one, cognition and reasoning. It is able to reason it different issues because keep it in mind, it can do the particular job only, a single task only, right? So pertains to that particular task, it is able to find reason. Then use of natural language processing and the reactive AI and limited memory AI systems. These are the features of artificial narrow intelligence systems, right? Then coming to the machine learning of different type. This is not my cup of tea. No, unsupervised, supervised, and reinforcement learning. Again, okay, there are supervised learning, regression, and classification methods. If you are very fascinated by these algorithms, you can keep these algorithm in your names of the algorithm in your mind. This is a single slide which shows all the clustering, classification, and activities. Then for dimensionality reduction, these are the technical terms connected with the machine learning algorithms, right? So all these help you to make a better natural intelligence systems. An example of narrow AI, Deep Blue, a computer which defeated human. DARPA, this is a software cannot even learn to drive, right? A software which is used for cars to drive, self-drive. Then Google cannot answer complex question, whatever happened to Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves is another thing, right? So nowadays there are many systems which are available to get answers to the problems or questions which you are raising. And coming to artificial general intelligence, there are something else we need to think of. So one is the abstract thinking. This is kind of system is capable of making an abstract thinking. Abstraction is a very unique character which a human have, right? Abstraction, whenever you hear about anything, you are asked to make an abstraction about what you have learned or what you have heard in the last 2-3 hours. Probably in a paragraph, the person is able to make it because of abstract thinking. So then the transfer learning, we learn something in connection with a particular system. And am I able to transfer the same knowledge adapted to the different system in different environment? AGI can do this. So artificial general intelligence, which ANA cannot, narrow intelligence cannot. Artificial general intelligence, which help you to make the transfer learning. The learning experience, the learning, whatever it be your learning, the same thing can be adapted with a different situation. And following common sense in making decisions, even though common sense is uncommon, following common sense is in making decisions. Whenever you come across with a situation where you never come across with in your life, but still you are able to, then you apply your common sense, right? And to make decisions, the system is able to apply the common sense. It's called artificial general intelligence. Then the creativity. This is another thing which a human brain can claim, right? We are more creative than other creatures. Because your brain is able to do this, the creativity, which is handled by the one part of the brain. But if a system is able to make the same thing, you can say that this is an artificial general intelligence system. And nowadays, some systems are doing that. You are able to, suppose whenever you are making a creative idea, after conceiving that creative idea, the system is making something for you, you can call it as, the system is more creative. Then the background knowledge. And whenever you hear, whenever you understand something, whenever you study something, you try to understand the background knowledge of that particular. Even for a theorem in physics, right? We study about in what way and how, in which direction the entire area moved to reach to this particular level. So background knowledge is important, right? Then comprehension of cause and effects. So AGI speaks about what is the cause and what is the effect of this particular cause. So it is able to comprehend both. So this is actually a human being ability, right? To comprehend the cause and effects. So if a system is able to make it, the system is artificially general intelligent. And key challenges of reaching this general AI, as I said before, we are right now running the AGI stage. So that is why, it is not completely developed, fully developed. Issues in mastering human-like capabilities. This AGI research team is thinking about what are the issues in mastering human-like capabilities. Now, human has got some uniqueness, right? How to master such kind of abilities? Very difficult. We need sophisticated algorithms to make. And second thing, lack of working protocol. Because this is a new concept, right? So far it is not available anywhere. We are trying to make a human being. The kind of thinking process which went on to a human brain, we are trying to mimic it in order to make a system which is at par with the human intelligence. So lack of working protocol, we don't have any protocol regulations for that, rules for that. We ourselves has to design it, right? This is another challenge in developing a system of this sort. We don't have any full-fledged free protocols in order to do this working protocols. So then third is the communication gap reduce universality, right? How to reduce the communication gap? In order to make it universal, okay, people make universal languages, right? So everybody speaking the same language, okay, universality can be introduced. So the communication gap is there, depending on the different type of system. We have different systems or different make use of different operating system. Hardware is different. So the software which is used to buy the system is different. And how to reduce the communication back in order to make reduce the universality of the system. So this we need to address. So these are the issues which are handled by the research team. These are the research problems handled by the research team. And lack of business alignment. And whenever you design a system like this, okay, how you can align with the business, or what are the business pair we may be able to adjust with this particular algorithm or method. The lack of AG direction. We don't know actually exactly. We are in a dark space. We don't know exactly in what way we need to move. Nothing is there, right? This is the first time, okay, we are in the verge of, okay, in the duty of on the path of, okay, making a project like this. So lack of agile direction is there. Okay, we don't know how successfully we may be able to move forward in order to reach to the system, which is completely developed with the help of artificial general intelligence. Yeah. Then, as an outcome of the artificial general intelligence, you can see that, okay, Chat GPT, Gemini, and Copilot, all these are there. The language models, okay, different large language models have developed. All these are pre-trained models, right? It is able to make, okay, it is capable of performing multitasking operations. And its response is in real time. And whatever new things which you are feeding into the system, it is able to give an answer to that, right? So and they're able to give an answer in the real time itself, okay, without much waiting for that, okay. So the model is more sophisticated, right? Generative pre-trained transformers are there. So GPT help you to do this. So why use, okay, ChatGPT? Because, okay, ChatGPT can help you to save time, helpful for new ideas. Whenever you need a new idea, you can approach ChatGPT to do that. One-stop manager. It's a single point where you may get answer to all the problems, right? A solution to all the problems, right? Multiple language enabled model is there. A different languages by which you may be able to interact with system. Then computational and technical abilities are there. Okay. We get, okay, computational as well as technical abilities around that. Then remember, it remembers previous information. Now we are chatting with the chatting with any LLMs. It remembers the previous information, and the next time when we join and discuss, you can continue with the same discussion, right? So declines inappropriate requests, and which also declines inappropriate requests. When we ask about inappropriate, it is able to do this. And third thing, we reach to artificial super intelligence, right? As I said earlier, it is human-like capabilities. It's called super AI. Super AI, the main feature, it is having conscious. It is very alert, right? Whatever happens inside the system, it notices. It also make decision in between. Whenever a problem comes, it's on, it try to make solutions. So it is mentioned conscious, right? Artificial super intelligence. And second feature, it is having beliefs, its own belief. How do you develop your own beliefs? Your parents become a believer of a particular religion. You have belief in that. But the system can also make believe in something. Your belief depends on the kind of experience which you have and the kind of experience others are having whom influenced you a lot in your life. So that belief is there, right? Then you are having desires that may not end till your death. Or it is keeping aside, right? You keep all these things aside. You have desires. Desires may be changing time to time, right? So a system is also having such kind of desires. A system is having conscious. A system is having beliefs in something, and which is able to make some congregation, some relation between, connection between knowledge. All this can be established with the help of a system. Then the system is emotionally intelligent, right? Emotionally intelligent in the sense that whenever it come across with issues, it start crying, start laughing. Likewise, okay, it has got emotions. It is able to express its own emotion when it indulges with the different situations, right? Then it is called a subjective experience. Subjective experience in the sense that it is able to make a narration about it. You might have heard about the term explainable AI. Now, whatever it confirms, suppose it is making a judgment and a conclusion, make a conclusion like this. Okay, for example, it makes a conclusion. Suppose you are asking, how did you arrive at a conclusion? It is able to make an explanation about it, right? Why it is so, why it is not so, like this. So, subjective experience is there. This is an option with artificial superintelligence. Then you have a behavior intelligence also, right? It can also behave differently with the different situations. As of now, computer may not be able to do this. But behavior, if your system is having behavior intelligence, it behaves differently in different situations. And nowadays, whatever program which we are using in computers, it is behaving in the same way. Whatever way it behaved in the first time, the same thing happens in nth time also, right? No difference. But in ASI systems, behavioral intelligence is there. Next day, one day it makes a decision, crucial decision, and punished you. Next day it comes and apologizes you. The system is doing this, all this, right? Very, very interesting. So you call it as a super AI machine. Machine is able to think differently. It is able to perform differently with emotional intelligence, with the beliefs, with the different desires, with a different cognition level and consciousness. We are able to make a system which is able to perform human-like capabilities of super AI. And coming to ASI, inference engine and machine learning is important. One thing, you have a basic knowledge base. In order to do all these things, we need to have a basic knowledge base. And again, we have a system knowledge base also, right? So we are feeding the knowledge into the system, and the system is also creating a knowledge base. And the system also accumulates the experience, its experience too. Every time as our brain saves the experiences of each moment, the system also making the experience of each moment. So experiential knowledge base is there, right? Which is, you call it as edge intelligence and things like that, which is essential for the development of ASI. So the characteristics of AI speak about, which is having a learning ability, right? Which can able to learn new things in its life, new ideas, which is able to conceive, and which is able to make new things which never happened in your life, never performed by the system. We call it as a creative thing, right? So that creativity part is there. Then the communication is there. It is able to communicate with a different type of machine. You call it as heterogeneous machine, right? It is able to communicate. Nowadays, okay, there are restrictions, but in future there may not be any restriction in the case of ASI, which can easily communicate with other system very easily, even though the system run different operating system or different hardware. Then next is, okay, it's reasoning ability. I have given, okay, many examples for that. Right? Then next is its memory characteristics. We cannot use the present memory as such for building an artificial super intelligence system. Why it is? Because we need an enormous memory with, okay, enormous capacity. And again, we need systems which is a memory system which is able to save as well as retrieve information at a fast speed. Is also important. So we need memory with greater speed as well as the size of storage. So then coming to ASI can think of abstractions and interpretation that a human cannot. And some interpretation and abstraction, even a human cannot do that. The ASI is able to make it. And for a simple example, if you feed a Bhagavad Gita and the Bible into a machine and then into a language model and ask to make an abstraction and a comparison between these two, give an incident and asking to make a correlation between these things from these two holy books, so is able to make it in a fraction of a second. And now, during reading, these students are interested with the reading books. And the next day, you have to present a gist of it. How students are doing it? They are feeding the PDF to the system and asking about, okay, making an abstraction about it, right? So it prepares an abstraction for you. So within no time, it is able to make it, judge it, right? A human cannot do this. The kind of calculation went on to the particular language model, which even human cannot predict, but it is doing that. But again, you think about, okay, nowadays we have sophisticated hardware to do this, but in time to time, new hardware, new software is coming. By the help of hardware and software, we may be able to improve the capacity or the caliber, the ability of machines. That is very important. In order to improve the ability of human being, how much training you have to give in order to make it. But here, no training is required, right? Within no time, it can understand, it can learn. This is very important, right? ASI system. ASI find application in virtually all domains. In every field, you can apply the ASI. It can be mathematics, it can be science, arts, sports, machine market, or even emotional relations. You can use this ASI in different areas, but now only theoretically developed. Okay, it is at the verge of completing it, but still, ASI system can quickly understand, analyze, and process circumstances to stimulate actions. The speed at which it can provide the process information is very, very important. So it is able to understand, it is able to analyze and process circumstances to stimulate its actions. And coming to the trends for super AI advancement. One development of large language model is very important in this development. And advancement in multi-model AI. We need multi-model AI, not a single model. Multi-model means different model can be integrated together to make a better model, right? We are thinking about. Then AI-driven programming field itself, AI is driving it, right? Now you are writing a program and feeding it to the computer. The computer runs it in a better way, but there, depend on requirement, computer program is changed by the new lines are added into the program and it is modifying it in order to make it more appealing. Who is doing that? Machine is doing correction of program of its own. Now it shows the error message and you are correcting it. But there it is also adjusting with or adapting with the different situations, right? In terms of programming too. Then vertical integration of AI solutions, right? In AI, super AI development, we need to have a vertical integration also. Whenever you want to create an AI system, with several systems which are more or less closer to the particular system can be combined together. These programs are combined together, make a better program. So next is AI generated inventions. New inventions can be generated by AI itself. And imagine like this. AI is also making new inventions, right? So language models I am not going to discuss much. A deep learning algorithm that is equipped to summarize, translate, and predict, generate human sounding text to convey ideas and concepts. These are language models. All language models are doing this. Gemini is also doing this, right? Grok is also doing this for you, right? Copilot is doing the same thing for you. So in the programming itself, right, you are supplying a program and it is correcting the program or translating the program into different other paradigms also. This also happening in that. Then AI generated inventions, you think of diverse system called Boots. It has generated two patented inventions. This diverse system, which made two inventions, which was also patented. A fractal container that can efficiently store and release fluid. This is one system developed by Davos. And second is the neutral flame that can be used as a search and a rescue beacon. This is a neutral flame. So both inventions made by not a human being. It is made by a system itself. So AI systems start developing new inventions. This is quite alarming, right? A machine is able to create another machine sometimes. This is moving in that way, right? It is making new inventions. And those inventions are patented in the sense that the quality of invention made by the system, you cannot even think of. So this is taken by the system. So research is also taken by system. Now, upon discussing up to this moment, any of you can make an operation and job which cannot be performed by human being right now. Almost all the jobs can be done by the human being, right? You cannot find even a small job, which is, and judgment is the one thing, okay, which right now, okay, machine cannot do. Suppose we are judging a Bharatanatyam, right? Bharatanatyam, around 10 candidates are there. 10 candidates are performing with the same song itself. How do you between all those flaws happened in their performance? Very difficult, right? But if an AI system is doing for you, that is great. And everywhere you can see the cameras are built in, right? But you think about, okay, are you able to go through the entire video, to find the root cause of an issue? Very difficult, right? You cannot sit and see the last 1 week video from a camera, surveillance camera. You may not do that. Suppose a system help you to do the same thing, you can call it as, okay, it has got, okay, some intelligence, right? The system automatically finds for you based on your requirement. You can say that, okay, it is an artificial superintelligence system. Then think about AI-powered drug discovery. Drug discovery is another field, okay, which a artificial superintelligence system involved with, right? So in the case of corona, okay, during corona time, right, to find a drug for the virus, coronavirus, the scientists took, I think, around 6 to 8 months to find a remedy for that, right? Drug for that. But if there is an AI-powered system which is able to make a drug discovery, which can perform all these things in a fraction of a second, right? This is the speed at which a system can be, systems are able to provide. So AI can be used to analyze vast amount of data to identify potential new drugs and drug targets. Nowadays, okay, your knowledge is limited, and again, very difficult for you to use the entire knowledge which you have accumulated through your experience. But the system is able to do everything, combined everything within no time, within very lesser time, we call it as new drugs and drug targets. In 2020, an AI system called AlphaFold was able to predict protein structures of 70% of protein in human genome. Predicting, protein structure in human genome is a very tedious job, but in 2020, AI system called AlphaFold is able to predict 70% of proteome, which could lead to the development of new drug for a variety of diseases, right? Because all the data is available, you may be able to find out a suitable drug, direct medicine to the issues which you are, which you are dealing with. So this system is able to do it. So this is quite alarming, right? Our computer system is able to make it. And when we approach a doctor, how the doctor prescribe a medicine based on his experience, right? And sometimes that may fail. Sometimes that may not be fitting for your requirement, right? Sometimes, if you are lucky, you will get a best drug, medicine. But there, a medicine is decided depend on the entire factors. They are considering all the factors. Even by considering the human proteome itself, right? It is making a drug. Sorry, it is suggesting a drug. So no doubt about this is give you better health, which is much helpful in your life. AI designed the material and AI started designing materials for you. Okay, designing new sarees, new dresses for you, new fashionable dresses. So AI can be used to design new materials with specific properties. We are only mentioning about the properties, the strength and the conductivity and biocompatibility. Likewise, you are only mentioning about the features. What kind of features that has to be incorporated. Based on that, it is making a decision, right? So it is AI system is doing for you. So, for example, researchers at MIT have used an AI to design a new type of material that is both strong and lightweight, which could be used in airplanes and other vehicles, right? So both strong and lightweight, so that it can be used. Those kind of material can be used inside the airplanes. So we need to think of that, make a drastic change, right? Development. So we can expect to see even more innovative and groundbreaking inventions in the future. It is because of the advent of the ASI systems, we may be able to, and if it is full-fledged, if it is developed fully, it can do the groundbreaking inventions in future. It's important to note that there are also some ethical considerations surrounding AI generation. This is important, right? Whenever a machine start deciding or making new inventions, we need to make some policies. Ethical considerations are there. Is it ethically right? Is it ethically wrong? So this is very important, right? So we need to stop at some level, right? Otherwise, okay, it may be harmful for the human being itself. For example, who owns the intellectual property right to an invention that was created by an AI? Yeah. Who is the custodian of that particular idea, right? This is called intellectual. If a machine made for you, whether you should be rewarded with the invention or the system has to be, I don't know. How can we assure that the AI generated inventions are used for good or not for harm? So how can we ensure if AI is making a new product for you, how can you ensure that, okay, this is for your good or this is or harm, this is making harm? That also has to be finalized. And by listening the lecture, you may be doubt about it, when it is going to happen. It has started, artificial natural intelligence has started in 2016. Then when it reaches 2020, AGI has started, general intelligence. Slowly, ASI started. Based on this graph, you can say that around in 2050, this might develop fully. Artificial super intelligence system. So which integrate all, right? So its benefit, space exploration. About the space exploration procedures which are happening. To bring a person to the space, what kind of training you have to provide, what kind of systems you have to develop. I don't know. But still, in the case of space exploration, this system is going to help you. But nowadays, how things are happening, we are sending some machines in this space, and after that, we are controlling those machines from here itself, from Earth itself. In future, what will happen? You are sending a machine, and that machine make a decision without your knowledge, without the control from the Earth. It decides and it gives you information. So space exploration, very easily we can make use of this artificial super intelligence, and the poverty can be eradicated somewhat because you are getting good seeds based on all the research and each and every seeds are examined, and then only it is provided to the farmers. Think of a situation like this. And before farming, this machine gives the entire condition of the particular field, how to set it, and what are the things has to be added, what are the chemical has to be used. So everything, right, it is provided by the system, so that the result will be, okay, you may be able to reap good fruits out of it. So this is poverty can be eradicated somewhat. Whatever you do, get 100% result, right? So nowadays we cannot assure like this. This is an issue right now we people are facing. So this can be a solution to world hunger, right? So in that way, when we think about artificial superintelligence system, it is helping you a lot, right? To think about quantum computing, and we are discussing about quantum computing right now because we need sophisticated, high-speed computing methods in order to cater this need. Because a lot of computation happens, we need to make decisions in real time too, right? How come it's possible for you to make it, right? With the present electronic system, you cannot do this. We need a quantum computing, which is much faster than the present electronics way of handling, computing things. So quantum computing. So then climate change, this also, we can also decide which climate you require. Okay, your system is providing the same climate for you. Very interesting, right? Then biotechnology field, as I said, in the case of eradicating poverty, there is a possibility of building many new ideas in order to that will be helpful for the upliftment of the kind of development which are happening in biotechnology field. Diseases also, you are getting the apt medicine for the diseases which which you have. So we can have a healthy human, right? Nanotechnology also get benefit of this artificial superintelligence. So this might be a technology of next era too. Nanotechnology, biotechnology, quantum computing, and superintelligence. So this might rule the world, right? The next generation. I do believe in that way, right? In order to make it this AI responsible, you should have an human-centric design, right? So we need to follow some principles in order to make it a responsible one, right? And one is the human-centric design. So whatever design you make, it has to be human-centric, beneficial for human. This is very important. Then second is the robustness and the safety, because you are playing with your life too, right? Machine is getting the control about a human being sometimes. So there, whatever robustness and safety you may be able to coin. Then the collaboration and multi-stakeholder engagement. Here, even though a single system is making a decision, making some new invention, collaboration and multi-stakeholder engagement should be there, right? It is not a result of the effort of a single person. Lot of effort has to be put forth. For that purpose, we need to integrate all these, right? So multi-stakeholder engagement is there in order to make it. Okay, how do we do this? Then societal impact. And when we do this, what is the impact on the society? Is it to create any imbalance in the society that we need to identify? So in order to make a responsible AI, you need to have society. We need to study the societal impact. Then the accountability, right? How accountable the system is. Then privacy and data protection. I mentioned about the data protection and transparency and explainability. And whatever the system decides or whatever the system invents should be transparent and also that may be able to explain. And if something ill thing has just happened, the system should be able to explain it, why this has happened, right? And this system doesn't have any bias. We call it as anti-bias, right? It is not providing favor to a particular group of people or particular gang, right? It is anti-biased, right? Whatever it provides should be off balance. So anti-bias may not be there. Then potential threats to super AI, 1, these are the things which we need to discuss upon, right? One threat to the super AI system, loss of control and understanding. We are losing our control and understanding about the surroundings. How to get it back? Very tough. Once the machine get control about over the entire world, they might rule the world, right? So loss of control and understanding, then ethical implications. If system take control of world, is there any ethics for that, right? Ethical, what will be the implications? Then danger of nuclear attack, there might be attack between countries because they are ruling the world, right? Then malevolent super intelligence is out there. So this is a hypothetical future scenario where artificial surpasses human. This is called MSIL, malevolent super intelligence. And when this MSI comes, AI surpasses human intelligence in all aspects and actively possesses a threat to humanity. So it will go into a threat to humanity. Why it is? Because it surpasses human being. Now we are ruling the world because we have intelligence. We are the only intelligent guy, or we are having the most intelligent, or more intelligent than any other creatures. That is why we are ruling. But when a system surpasses human, this takes control over the human being, and we don't know what will happen. Right? Failure to align with the human and AI goals, and sometimes it cannot align with your goals with the goal of the AI system, right? So weaponization of super AI might be there. They may start wars, start using weapons, right? So this might be the potential threat to super AI systems. Okay, now it is 2025. Only 25 years more to reach 2050. In near future itself, we can see how AI. But all countries are also even thinking of, right? They never made their policies. If they made the policies, I do believe that it would have happened within 10 years. But it is moving in the slow pace because we are afraid of, right? If Mayoral and superintelligence happens, if it surpasses a human being, we cannot live in this world. We are reaching to an era like this. So we need to put for some condition. When the question comes, when it will happen? It is very difficult to say when ASI materialize. Some experts believe that it would happen within within few decades, right? Ray Kurzweil is a futurist and technologist, has predicted that ASI will be developed by 2045. That is, within 20 years, there is a possibility of developing artificial super intelligence system which surpasses human intelligence. So here are some of the challenges that we need to overcome before ASI can be materialized. One, developing a system that can learn and adapt in general way. Okay, this is one challenge. How to develop a algorithm that can learn and adapt in a general way. We need to find out some algorithm for that. And creating hardware and software that can support ASI. To develop a system hardware or software which support ASI, we need time to do that. Then third is, ensuring that ASI is safe and aligned with the human values. We need to safeguard our values so that we need to assure that ASI is safe. Then only we can give control to the system. Otherwise, we don't know what will happen in the future. So anyway, ASI is going to play a vital role in our system, in our world itself. But only which is that, we are not letting the system to develop a machine of its own. We are only pulling back. Otherwise, it would happen in the near future itself. So many issues we discussed in artificial super intelligence system. It is at the verge of development. So in near future, it will happen. We need to be vigilant. In what way we have to equip ourselves, to keep abreast with the changes which is happening in and around. So my beloved participants, I don't know up to what level you may be able to grab the concept which I have discussed. But still, one thing is sure, we are going to witness with a situation like this. We should be vigilant in order to make it, in order to understand in what way we can cope up with the same thing. With this, I conclude, right? I don't know whether you have any questions in the chat box. I am able to make it. I didn't see any questions right now at the chat box. Otherwise, okay, you can keep openly ask your questions. Otherwise, the organizers can look into. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gladston, sir, for this session. Please, everyone, don't forget to fill the feedback form. We do have a session tomorrow also at 7 p.m. The session topic is going to be Advanced Power BI. It's going to be a case study, so please join in for that as well. The exact topic is going to be Advanced Power BI case study, part 1. Okay, please make sure you join for that. And don't forget to fill the feedback form. If you have any questions for Gladston, sir, you can put it in the chat and we will pick it up. This feedback form is also available in the LMS, so we can also fill that from there. If you don't have any more questions, we will end the session for today. Please make sure you join tomorrow for the Advanced Power BI case study session tomorrow. It will be at 7 p.m. Please join in on time. All right, thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.